Welcome to Nalla Narasimha Reddy Education Society's group of institutions, Integrated Campus, Hyderabad, Structural Engineering, Reinforced Cement Concrete, RCC. I'm Dr. A. Mahesh Babu, Professor, Department of Civil Engineering. In previous videos, studies about shear stresses and vertical stirrups, inclined stirrups, and also bend-up bars. In this video, we'll see bond. What is bond? Basically, in previous videos, we observed the important assumption in the concrete reinforcement concrete. Basically, this theory is depend upon assumption that there is a good bond between perfect bond between steel and concrete. They have act together without any slip. So this is a perfect bond between steel and concrete. This is our initial assumption. Initial first assumption. There is a good bond. Okay. Due to bond only, the force will transfer to the steel from the surrounding of concrete to concrete from steel. See, whenever suppose there is a beam is here acting, suppose when a beam is acting, beam on a load is acting on a beam, the load will transfer to the reinforcement through the concrete. Similarly from steel to concrete, because there is a good bond between, due to bond, only the force will transfer to the steel from the concrete and to concrete from steel. The bond between steel and concrete is very important and essential so that they can act together without any slip in a loaded structure. Whenever you apply load, it should not fail. There should not be any slip. With the perfect bond between them, the plane section of a beam remains plane even after bending. This is one of the important assumption in the our limit state design, because this is a very important principle frequently asked many times in interviews, in vivas and object type questions anywhere. Why this plane is remains plane even after bending? The plane is same as after bending. So after applying load, whenever beam subjected to movement loads, the cross section of plane section is remain same. That is, suppose beam width B AB, those are same even though when you applied load, even after bending, the because of with the perfect bond between them, the plane section of a beam remains plane even after bending also. So this is the bond. So RCC design assume perfect bond between, assumes perfect bond between concrete and steel. There is no slip between steel bars and surrounding concrete. Bond stress results from variation of axial force in the bars caused by moment variation. Bond stress is affected by development of tensile cracks. At the point where tensile cracks crosses a reinforcing bar, all the tensile force is carried by the tensile reinforcement. These are assumptions of the RCC. And what is the mechanism of bond of transfer? I will show some figures. Bond between concrete and steel bar is due to chemical adhesion, friction, and bearing of reinforcement drips on the concrete. Adhesion and friction are lost when the bar is loaded in tension as a result of diameter reduction due to Poisson's ratio effect. So this is a mechanism of bond transfer. Bond between concrete and steel bars due to chemical action and friction between bar, steel reinforcement and concrete. Bearing of reinforcement ribs on the concrete. Headaches and friction are lost when the bar is loaded in a tension. So this is mechanism of transfer of load. Bond is transferred mainly bearing of the deformed bars. Instead of plain bars, now we are using always deformed bombs in main structure. In main structure, plain bars have a bar bond transfer and are no longer used. Steel bars are subjected to an to axial compression develop a better bond because of Paschen ratio effect. Plain bars have a poor bond transfer and no longer used. That's why generally we are using deformed bars. This is the, if you see this figure, how is this a reformed? This will be concrete. This is a reformed form. If you see, I will show you what is reformed. This is use, if you observe a steel bar like this bending, say curves will be there. So concrete will go in the curves and there is a good bond between concrete and deformed steel. If like bare plain bar, there is no strong like this. So sometimes we have this type of concrete, reinforced bars, ribs. Sometimes you will use like this, but in deformed forms we'll use always deformed bar instead of plain bars because there is a good bond between the steel deformed forms and concrete bars. Okay. Now this is mechanism of bond transfer. You will get what is the mechanism bond transfer. For plain bars, is a there is no good bond. Whenever force applies like this, these ribs will automatically will not allow to slip. This is a longitudinal component force of concrete. Say forces on the concrete in this way, these are radial forces acting. This is mechanism of bond transfer. What are the bond types of bond failures? Forces in concrete have longitudinal and radial components. Wedging action of ribs against concrete produces tension in a cylindrical section around the bars, similar to a concrete pipe filled with water. See here, what are the types of bond failures? Forces in concrete having longitudinal and radial components. Wedging action of ribs against concrete produces tension in cylindrical section around the bars. So these are the types of bars. Wedging action causes cracks, splits to occur around the reinforcement. Bond failure occurs by splitting of concrete parallel to the bars. Splitting failure surface depends on cover and bar spacing values. See, very important point is here. See, this wedging action is mainly due to these occurs failures due to splitting of concrete parallel to the bar. One reason, and failure surface depend upon the cover and bar spacing of values. So these are the reasons for splitting of cracks. Okay, and next we'll see these are types of splitting failures. See, because of parallel distance, what is side cover, bottom cover, if not sufficient, the failure occurs as shown in the figures. This is a typical splitting failure of surfaces. See bond stress, how bond stress will develop. Bond stress is the shear stress acting parallel to the bar around the concrete, surrounding the concrete. Hence, it is stress developed between the reinforcing bar and the surrounding concrete. The stress developed between the reinforcing bar and surrounding crack is bond stress. So hence it is the stress developed between the contact surface of steel, concrete to keep them together. It resists any force that tries to pull out the rods from the concrete. It resists any force that tries to pull out the rods from the concrete. So this is a very important point. Bond stress opposite your pulling of rods. Bond is developed due to combined effect of adhesion between concrete steel provided concrete during setting time, friction, and interlocking ribs bars with concrete deforms with transverse ribs. Because of these deformed bombs, interlocking of ribs with concrete will give you good bond. Bond test depends upon the grade of concrete, diameter of the, here if you see, here if you see grade of concrete, bond test depend upon the diameter of the bar, bar profile condition, nature of the force on the bar, grouping of the bar, bends and hooks of the bar. So the bond test depend upon these parameters. These values are given in the IS 456 2000 in the plain bars. Okay, this I will explain in next video. Thank you.